it's cool.
All right, so you're getting ready to leave on tour.
Yes.
And
yes.
I was just talking with you a little bit about the fact that JULIEN-K has been completely a self-promoted band. Like, you guys have done everything to get where you are, which is really impressive.
Yeah, we're a completely independent band. We have no record label, no promotions company. Up until recently, we didn't have management. We didn't have anything. Of course, we started out with a label and management and all that kind of stuff, but unfortunately, it's a really common thing for all of that to fall apart and for it to not really work out, and that was the case with us. So the fact that this year we have as much going on as we have is just an incredible thing, and we're super, super grateful. It's been completely fan driven, and it's been an overwhelming amount of work for the three of us, but it's, you know, I mean, I'm not complaining. Actually, I am complaining. I complain a lot, but I'm really, really happy with what's happening.
So anyways, you're about to go on tour. Where all are you going, and who are you going with?
We are going to go, the main staple of our touring is going to be with Bush, Stone Temple Pilots, and The Cult. So 3 of our favorite bands.
So cool.
Giant shed tour. They call it a shed tour because those big, you know, outdoor amphitheater with kind of the half covering, you know, 20,000 person shows.
Yeah.
Those are called shed tours in the business.
I've never heard that term before.
Yes, that's what we call them. So, but it's big outdoor touring. So we're really, really lucky. Actually, funny thing, it was a complete relationship thing, which is almost how everything happens in our lives and our career. I kind of became good friends with Gavin Rossdale recently.
Oh, really?
And we've been kind of hanging out and everything. And this tour I heard about, I was like, oh my God, this is gonna be one of the biggest tours of the year. And I sort of simultaneously put my, you know, the JULIEN-K name into the matrix. They call it a more stupid terminology. But the matrix is basically a spreadsheet of possibilities for a tour, say. So our name was in there, and I told Gavin, and I was like, hey, we're up for this tour, you know, you guys are gonna do, and he literally just
He
picked it. Yeah, he just pointed to our name, and I mean, what a fucking great guy.
So cool.
And that kicked open a ton of doors for us this year. So now we're doing a national tour on our own. We'll meet up with that tour, and we'll do that tour all through the East, and then we'll tour back here, and then we play. We start in Milan, and we play Europe in September. So.
Oh man.
Somehow before that, we have to get a record finished, a campaign built, a video shot, a single made, a new photo shoot for the year for the band, haircuts for everybody, the whole deal. So it's just it's a lot of stuff, and then there's, of course, make sure that none of the restaurants go out of business while I'm gone.
Oh yeah, little side fact, Ryan, in addition to being a world-renowned rock star, is also a restaurateur.
Sadomasochist.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gypsy Den.
Gypsy Den, 2145, Public Trade Santa Monica, and Lola Gaspar.
So cool. Wait, what is? Oh yeah, Public Trade. Duh, not Public Trade. So cool.
Yeah.
All our favorite spots to know.
Yeah,
when we're in the Orange County area.
We're currently remodeling the Gypsy Dens, which is it's a big deal because, as you know, they're really well known for their looks, like for the look of the brand.
Such a cool spot, guys. If you're ever in Santa Ana, Anaheim.
No, we closed Anaheim. Yeah, so just Costa Mesa. Yeah.
Costa Mesa, or wait, just Costa Mesa.
Yep. So I got Costa Mesa, Santa Ana, Santa Monica.
Gotcha.
A lot of Santas.
So anyways, the Gypsy Dens are these really rad, cozy little spots, lots of like vintage kind of folk art, and always dark walls, super cozy, great menu.
I painted all the dark walls white.
You did?
No shit. Yes.
One of my favorites.
I've completely redone the places. It's insane.
Wait, please tell me you still have the creepy clown bathroom.
Wait till you see what we've done.
What?
Yeah, I'm gonna show you pictures. It's amazing. You're literally going to be, I mean, I know that you're probably thinking like, oh my God, you ruined the place. But it's like, it's not. I promise you, it's so cool. It's so good.
Well, how recent is this?
Recent.
Because I came down, Bowie and I, Ryan had a meeting down in Orange County, and it was the first spot we went was the lab, always, because that's like our old stomping ground. And Bowie and I went into
Gypsy
for breakfast.
The Happy Den, as little kids call it.
Yeah. Yeah, I was very happy.
Yeah, wait till you see it. I'm gonna show you pictures after we finish up. You're gonna die. It looks fucking beautiful. I'm working with an amazing artist, Kelly Castillo. I don't like telling people that because I don't want anyone else to work with her. But I also work with Holly Thomas, who does a lot of my, funny enough, but upholstery is kind of a big deal, like all through my house, all through all of my restaurants, all the seating and cushions and all that kind of stuff. You know, I work with people to do that shit and get that shit done and make it look really, really fucking cool. And Holly Thomas, who owns Decor Deluxe, she's like my literal, she's my go-to for all sorts of like booth seating, super eclectic and bohemian style, you know, pillows everywhere, all that kind of stuff that makes things feel really cozy and Danish modern Haga kind of fucking feeling. She's my girl, and she's so talented and so awesome.
I love it.
But really, I tell everyone that I do it all. It's typically
well,
the way
I'm sure it's your vision, right?
It's the way I operate.
Your minion. She comes along and helps the cause. For you, how would you compare owning restaurants to being a musician? Because there kind of is creative control in both.
Yeah. There's a lot of similarities, actually.
How was that transition for you? Because you did that quite a long time ago. Like, when did you open your first Gypsy Den?
Well, I purchased Gypsy Den from two really good friends of mine, Catherine and Joe. Gypsy Den was kind of a smaller brand at the time. There were two restaurants. And my ex-fiance, Emily, and I.
Shout out Emily.
Yeah, Emily, who I was with for many, many years, probably I think 6 years. I still have her tattooed on my hand because she's always been a part of my life. We initially bought the restaurants from Catherine and Joe 15 years ago, I think. And we blew them up. We did so well with them that we ended up opening up Lola Gaspar with my bandmate Amir and a great group, Jerry, Eddie, and Lou, and Emily. And Lola Gaspar did so well that I started to think that I knew what I was doing. And I've quickly, you know, funny enough, I've actually learned that there's really a lot that I don't know, and I was just making so much money and kicking so much ass. And at that time, JULIEN-K, we were on a label. We had like a business situation going. So I was really able to just be like a rock star and then also have these businesses. And Emily was my partner and my lover. And that's how it all operated with me being able to tour and everything. It's grown so much now. Now there's 5 restaurants and it's gotten so much more complex. And Emily and I have split up. And she's since I bought her out of the business, and I've had to recreate my entire operation and how things work and how things get done. And the Gypsy Den business was the one I have the biggest interest in financially. Is basically I took our longtime employee Nicole Wolcott, who worked under Emily and I for 10 years. And I've come to a point where I've offered her equity and I made her a partner. And
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And so the management team has gotten very, 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 very small. It's me and Nicole, and then Joaquin in Costa Mesa and Vicky in Santa Ana. And we just made the team get tiny and super focused. And it's going really well. It's going better than it's ever gone. But there were years of extremely difficult struggle, you know, trying to figure out how to do this restaurant, you know, without my partner, and finding myself with 5 locations, not just one, was a fucking nightmare. I mean, I closed one location in Anaheim, so there was a lot of pain, but it's starting to life is about momentum and cycles, and I feel that I went in a down cycle. Obviously last year was a major down cycle. That was like the fucking worst down cycle of all, with losing Chester and my grandmother and both my grandfathers, and another, my girlfriend lost her uncle, and that was all terrible. This is a terrible year. But I feel this year, for some reason, I feel the cycle turning again, and I feel the momentum coming back. And I'm old now, so I understand what that means, you know?
For you, would you say there's more angst in trying to be a musician or trying to be a restaurant?
There's some anger in both. I mean, it's, you know, there's joy and anger in both for sure. As a restaurant owner or a business person, I've learned to calm the fuck down a lot. I used to be a lot meaner. I'm not as mean, I suppose you could say, anymore. I'm a lot more chill. I can handle a lot of the crazy situations that come up a lot more evenly. You know, my drama level is far lower. So I'm not finding a whole lot of things that bother me you know, even though I deal with difficult shit all the time. I guess I've just been through hell and I know how to deal with it now.
One thing I'm really proud of you about is you're a really active participant in your businesses. You're not someone that just like hires a manager and then like pops in.
Yeah, walks away.
Christmas week, you know, or whatever.
Well, I have certain situations, like there's Lola's. I don't have to do anything at all. Those guys have it in hand perfectly. In fact, I would just bother them. You know what I mean? I'm sure they'd be like, "Just get the fuck out of here." You know, but that's totally exactly the business situation I want the most. I would love to just invest and come up with some initial ideas and then let it go. But there's other situations that need hardcore management, and you really have to spend time on it, and you have to exercise ownership. And ownership means that you are responsible for every fucking thing that goes on, good and bad. That means the mistakes as well. So, you know, when we have to do that, we do it. With the band, that's what changed the band completely on a business standpoint, was us exercising extreme and complete ownership over the failures and the success, and interfacing with our fucking fans on a daily basis. I mean, talking to them, figuring out what they want, and delivering what they want like a fucking business.
Totally.
You know? So
something really interesting about JULIEN-K is that you guys have been working together forever.
Yeah,
Like,
since ORGY, yeah.
Yeah, you and Amir were both in ORGY.
Yeah.
What about food?
He was part of I would call him more like an unofficial sixth member. He was part of the production and engineering and mixing team in ORGY. And
just not much of a face.
Yeah, he wasn't in the band, so but he was a huge part of what we were doing. So through ORGY, Dead by Sunrise, and JULIEN-K, Fu has been around for all of it. So it really is just, he was not really a band, like a performer guy, until we started. One day we were just kind of like, why don't we play with Fu? I think it was just this kind of weird thought, but we ended up just doing it. And he's basically performed with us for the last 6 years, 7 years.
Which is so cool. He's such a great talent.
Oh, he's amazing.
I was just talking to him. I completely forget this about all the time. Fu doesn't live here.
No, he lives in Vancouver.
Yeah, he lives in Canada.
Yeah.
I always think he's like right around the corner.
Yeah.
Near, but he's
not.
Not.
Yeah. Well, he was for a while, but
okay.
You know, he has a family, and he's a really good, good guy, and he's got a kid, and he's got a mom, and he's taking care of everyone. So he comes back and forth and works with us for like 2 weeks at a time, and then goes back for a couple of weeks, and then comes and works with us for a couple of weeks. Right now, he's not touring with us, but that's not necessarily a permanent thing.
Really quick, I'm going to talk to you about your hair.
Mm-hmm.
So your mohawk was kind of squared off, and I'm kind of tapering it in.
Okay.
Just because I think that
has
a better
cooler
flow to it, and I'm rounding it out. Is that cool with you?
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, if anything, I wouldn't mind it kind of just going
a little pointier.
Yeah.
That's what I like too.
Yeah, make it fucking have some edge.
I like mohawks that have like an arrow to them.
I'm down.
It doesn't have to be super sharp.
I just want to look like a fucking badass Viking motherfucker, but I know that
I mean, that's what I was going for.
I know that I'm just a skinny squirt. He's 7 foot tall.
Just a Viking squirt.
Skinny squirt, yeah. It's funny, I just started doing jujitsu.
You did?
Yeah.
That's so rad.
So I fight these fucking like really badass like big guys, and they.
Oh my gosh.
Part of jujitsu is one of the things you do is you basically crush people and you make them feel claustrophobic and you fucking scare the fuck out of them. But they do that to me, and they crush me. And they're like.
I can't believe you're doing that.
Yeah. Oh, it's fun.
That's so great.
It's cool because I'm looking for some way to because I used to be super into physical fitness. Chester and I used to really work out together and do all this. I mean, we were really fit guys, and then I broke my shoulder and a bunch of bad shit happened, and I kind of fell out of working out every day, and I wanted to find something that would be more fun and be with people and fucking fight with people.
There you go.
And it's been really fun.
I always feel like I should take martial arts just for the muscle memory.
Yeah.
Like I just want to know if I was ever in a scenario, it'd be like riding a bike. Like if something would come to me and I would, I'm freakishly passionate about it and I do nothing about it. I don't take classes. I just think about it all the time.
Yeah.
One of my little girlfriends, Jenny, is like a badass.
I love it.
Like a legit badass.
Yeah.
I think she's like a black belt.
Dude, there's this. I think I got into this topic about talking about this because of Viking, because I was going to say these Viking motherfuckers at jiu-jitsu. But this fucking kid, this 14-year-old kid that kicked my ass the other day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was just like, you motherfucker. And it's really funny because this skinny, lanky kid probably looks like me when I was a kid. He's so skinny. I'm so big. I couldn't
You couldn't get him.
I couldn't get him.
He's too wiry.
No, he's a little fucking twig, and he would slip out, and then he would fucking like choke me or something. And it was so funny. I was laughing at just how weird it is that sometimes, the weirdest things can happen when people know what the fuck they're doing.
What kind of working out were you doing with Chester?
We would train with a guy named Scott Prohaska. We would train about 5 days a week.
I think I met that guy.
Yeah.
We go to Mesa for dinner
Correct.
once with him? Yeah, I remember him.
That was my trainer. And we got in fucking such good shape. We would train with professional athletes, baseball players, and professional skateboarders, and also, believe it or not, skateboarders train and they work out and they're fucking, because they're real athletes. And Chester and I would train just like a pro athlete, and it was cool, but something inside of me after a while kind of broke. Like I couldn't go torture myself through those hour and a half routines and, get myself to the point of vomit every day.
Jeez.
I mean, it just something broke, and I've been looking ever since for some other way to train. I think that jiu-jitsu is definitely a fun way to train. It's definitely, it's definitely entertaining, and
for
it tests you, and it's pretty cool.
For people that don't know, we keep referring to your friend Chester Bennington, the lead singer of Linkin Park, that passed away not even a year ago.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Maybe 9 months or something ago. I know he was your longtime bestie, and you considered him like a baby brother. That's what you usually refer to him as, right?
Absolutely.
Little brother.
Yep.
How has your recovery been with his loss?
It's been brutal. Publicly, I try not to say anything negative at all, because when something that big happens, when someone that popular and that loved, that well loved, as Chester, I mean, we're talking like 100 million albums sold,
Yeah.
We're literally talking about the Bono of our generation.
And he's actually been compared to Bono.
Absolutely.
Because they both have a split vocal cord or something?
Yep.
What is it? Tell me about that.
No,
That's really interesting.
It's like a little fucking, I used to say he's a little mutant. When he sings, he has like 3 voices come out. So if you're in the room with him, you can hear like a little girl in the voice. You can hear kind of his voice, and then like a head voice. And it's the coolest thing you've ever heard in your life, and I'm getting chills just talking about it. And he just.
And the only other person that supposedly also has this.
No, there's other people that have it. No, there's other people that have it, but I even have it a little bit.
What's
I've
it called?
developed it.
What's the name of
There's
it?
a lot of names for it. I never really knew it was a thing until I heard Chester, but now I know it's a thing. And I guess you could call it like a split vocal cord or I call it almost like there's like a triad in his voice. There's like multiple. He has the ability to do multiple voices at the same time in one note. So it's just magical. It's absolute magic when he would sing, you know, in the studio right there. He used to live here at the house. I mean, you know,
Yeah,
this
I knew
is
that.
this is where he and Talinda fell in love and all this great stuff. And
And
this was our family, you know. But
where Tyler was conceived, right?
yeah, Tyler was
In
conceived.
mine and Ryan's old bedroom, right?
Yep.
That's what Ryan told me.
That's right. That's right.
When I first moved here, I lived in this house.
I've hosted many
Yes.
imports that have all become my friends and family for forever. Yeah, I mean, recovery's been, you know, therapy every single day for a few months. You know, it's hard. It's hard. I mean, I went through a stage of just drinking so goddamn much that I would just go about by the pool and I would just get on my hands and knees and pray, you know, that he was with God and that, you know, that just that he could maybe hear me, that he could, you know, just you do all this fucking crazy shit, you know, when you lose somebody that's that special.
Is there anything you would like people to know about Chester that you don't think he ever revealed about himself, or how do you think he would want to be remembered? It's kind of a heavy question.
Well, Chester wore his emotions on his sleeve, so the person you saw was him, and I would say that he would probably want to be remembered as I think that he was genuinely a really good guy. Like you know him, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you remember he's genuinely a sweet guy.
Yes.
I think the things that people don't know about him, and they maybe know now, but or maybe don't realize, is that he's also extremely delicate. You know, you have this incredible talent and this incredible voice, and you know, incredible skill. He's obviously extremely determined, right? He was physically extremely fit, and at the same time, emotionally, he was extremely delicate and fragile. And I think that was constantly pulling him in apart. And I think that there was a deep-seated misery, and there was a self-loathing. There was all those bad things that you have when you have a little bit of mental illness and addiction mixed in. Both of us have that. We both have the same mental illness. We both have the same, you know, addiction issues, and we've both had, you know, problems with suicidal ideation and all the kind of crap that makes you do something horrible. And that's probably why we got along so well, because we could see eye to eye.
He had a relatability.
Yeah.
What do you think he would want his kids to know?
That he loved them, like, and that I think that if he could take back what he did, he'd do it in 1 second.
I was
And
just
that-
going to ask that, but I
Yeah.
didn't know what your answer would be.
That's my answer. And that
Yeah.
when you
Ryan says that too.
yeah, when you try to make sense out of this, I said this in his eulogy actually. You can't rationally figure this out.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't being rational. He wasn't at that moment when you're in that, you know, I read the negative comments from people, like, you know, how could you do this to your kids, all this kind of stuff. That's not the way your brain thinks when you're suffering from mental illness. So you can't sit there and go, oh, he didn't love Talinda, and he doesn't love his children, he doesn't love me. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's not the way, he's not thinking rationally, so you can't sit there and go, why? How? Oh my God, you can't. You'll just go into the rabbit hole goes so deep, and it just gets dark. It's not a rational act.
My husband Ryan gets confusing. Ryan and Ryan.
Yeah.
My husband Ryan.
He's the good-looking Ryan.
You're both good.
He's the cute, good-looking, witty Ryan.
Both adorable Ryans.
I'm the fucking.
You guys were just two peas in a pod in this house.
Yes. By the way, your Ryan is a really good musician as well.
He is a really good musician.
He's a great guitar player.
I think there will always be a part of him that will have that little dream that maybe someday he's going to write something that's...
You know, it's funny. We were writing guitar parts in my office, me and your Ryan, and Chester came over and he heard it and he started singing on it, and I was like, man, boy.
Yeah, Ryan's very talented.
The possibilities.
He's so silly. He's given all of his guitars away. Did you know he just plays my guitar? Like it's the only guitar in
Why?
our house, and he picks it up and plays it all the time because I don't really know what I'm doing with it.
Why is he giving his guitars away?
I have no idea. Why does Ryan do anything he does?
He's a silly
He
biscuit.
just gets like purgy.
He's a silly little biscuit.
He is a silly little biscuit. But he has said to me so many times, I know Chester would take it back.
He would.
Like he didn't.
He would.
That's the thing that he consistently says, and it
He would.
really eats Ryan up. Ryan also has gone through a great depression about the whole thing.
Oh, can
Especially
imagine.
I think because he didn't get to see Chester much in his final days, and that
Yep.
really bothers him too. But he always says he just wasn't in his right mind. If he
Correct.
could have looked back and seen this, he
Correct.
wouldn't have done it. It's
That's-
like it wasn't even.
You got it.
It wasn't his choice. It was
You're
like
right.
something took him over. This wasn't what he would do. He
Yeah,
would
we-
do this to Linda. He
we
would
named
do this
it.
to his kids.
We named it. We called it the Dark Passenger.
Like
And,
Dexter.
yes, from Dexter, because we both loved Dexter. And then when we would talk about depression, the mental illness, and the self-hating, and the addiction, and all the stuff that all feeds on this cycle of death, we would nickname it the Dark Passenger. I actually wrote a song on our new album called The Dark Passenger.
Really?
Yeah. Unfortunately for JULIEN-K, this album is going to be heavily dealing with the loss of Chester.
Right.
So.
And now, but you also have Dead by Sunrise,
Yep.
which Chester and Amir
Yep.
all formed this band together.
Yeah.
Now that Chester's gone, from what I understood, you guys were actually getting ready to put out another album or do a tour or something,
We
right?
were talking about it. He was actually going to do some stuff with Grade Ace, his first band, which he was excited about. My last conversation with Chester revolved around a lot of Dead by Sunrise and what we were going to do with it, and we definitely were going to go out and do some new stuff, and we were going to record some new songs. Funny thing is, we're going to fly to Milan in September, and we're actually going to play JULIEN-K, and then we're also going to play Dead by Sunrise in honor of him at a giant fan-driven event for Chester. They had a 3,000 or 4,000 person event where all Italian bands came and played Linkin Park songs, and they celebrated Chester.
Oh, that's
and it
so
was completely
cool.
organic. So this year they're making it not so organic. They're gonna we're really going out there. We're playing a major show. We're gonna headline the show, and we're gonna play as Dead by Sunrise. And I'll sing. I might invite some of the other singers in Italy that love Chester, and maybe I'll invite them to sing some of the songs. But this is like a huge thing that we're working on, and that's been consuming a lot of my life. And we're also going to be playing in Vegas at close to Club Tattoo, which Chester was a partner in. They're going to be unveiling something very special for Chester to honor him, and where fans can come and have a place where they can touch him.
I love that.
And so we're going to go play as Dead by Sunrise, JULIEN-K, and with Grade Ace to honor him.
Is there a date for that event?
It's looking like sometime in September or October. It's going to revolve around when we get off of Stone Temple Pilots, Bush, The Cult, JULIEN-K, Mess in July, August. And then September, there's going to be obviously some Chester events because it's getting around the time.
Yeah.
And then end of September we go to Europe, and then in October we'll be back. So worst case scenario will be in October. But those events, they're hard, but they're also healing, and
Yes.
the fans really need the love too.
Yeah.
The last event we did, I went out to the crowd and I hugged every single fucking person that came.
You did.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
5 hours.
You big softie.
Well, they love him too, and they kind of need to touch the
Yeah.
people that were around him, and I think that's what's,
Yeah.
it's kind of they're all just as broken.
Yeah.
I can't claim the ultimate pain, or I can't, I don't see Talinda's not walking around going, I'm the ultimate one who's hurt, it's, we care for these fans and these people, but
Yeah.
they've become our friends and
Talinda has shown such grace.
yeah.
I actually don't know Talinda personally very well. Actually knew Chester probably better than Talinda, but I've always known of her, of course, and she's just shown so much grace through it all, and I'm endlessly baffled by the hatred that people have thrown at her. It's crazy to
Yeah.
me. Like I just don't understand. People are literally attacking a grieving widow.
It astounds me.
So weird.
It astounds me. I read some of the comments, but you know, the problem is, or the reality in life is, there's going to be about 15% assholes. What I focus on, like the reason I'm not crying right now, is because at least, you know, I do my crying a lot on my own, in my grieving and stuff, but I'm not going to contribute to that 15%. I'm going to contribute to the larger percentage of people who have love and empathy for the family, for Chester, for the music, for us, for his friends, for his family. But I get it. I mean, I've read comments where people are like, you know, where the fuck is his grave? We want da 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 da. And I sit here.
Where's his grave?
Yeah, where's his grave going to be? We need a place to go. And I'm sitting there going like, do you understand that this all hit all of us like a ton of, like a freight train? There's a whole family to consider, you know, and there's decisions that Talinda doesn't really want to have to make right this second. You know, it's very hard. And I support her in that. I mean, when we talk, we sit down and we talk about it, you know, and she just says like, Ryan, I don't, you know, sometimes there's certain things, she goes, I just don't want to I can't handle all of it. You know, it's just too much, you know, I need to, she's still processing this grief. And, and I'd say, you know, like I said, 85% of the people are supportive, but you know, there's a vocal and mean 15%, but they've always been there. Yes. You know what I mean? They're not new.
Yeah.
You just know they're real cockroaches after something like that. Then now we just really know to go delete or block or whatever, you know.
I can't even imagine having to make choices like that. The interesting thing about when someone passes in the entertainment industry is they typically live in Los Angeles, but most people aren't from Los Angeles. Yeah. So when someone passes and there's issues of funerals and memorials and burials and things like that, I think the people left are hit with all of these, like, well, would they want to return and be buried with maybe their parents or grandparents?
We're dealing with that right now,
Yeah, or should we give them a place at Hollywood Forever Cemetery so that while people are doing the Star Walk, they can pop in and say, like, hey, we went to Chester Bennington's gravesite, you know what I mean? Or
this is exactly the conversations that are had, you know, and this is something that unfortunately Talinda didn't ask for. Right. You know, but
I have to say, if something happened to me right now, I don't know what Ryan would do with my body.
Yep. Yeah. So
like, I'm not from LA.
Yep. Yeah.
Sprinkle my ashes at Disneyland.
Yeah. But I could see that.
Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't particularly want to be buried where all my family is buried. Not because I don't want to be with them. I just don't really want to be in the desert.
Yeah, well,
in the desert.
It's just one of those things too. It's like you said, you have someone of that magnitude, and whatever decision is made, it's not going to please. It's not going to please everybody. Yeah, but I just don't. You know, Talinda shouldn't be forced. It's not normal. You know, when you deal with something like this, it's not normal to have this level of pressure on you regarding what you do with the remains and everything else that pertains to such a tragedy. You know what I mean? It's not normal. This is abnormal. So I just urge, you know, and everyone to be cool, and from my end, I just support. I just go, hey, whatever you're thinking, how can I help? How can we enable it? You know? Right. How can I be a sounding board? She's been amazing. Talinda's been fucking amazing. I mean, she took me to see Ken John.
I saw that.
Or is it Ken
Yeah.
John? I call him.
He did carpool.
I call him Ken John Mill.
I love it.
He's super cool, and we had a great night. And she was funny as fuck, and she did some funny Talinda shit, and we had a good time. And we went with Jamie, and we went with Sophia, and it was just really cool. So she's fucking awesome.
That's so cool. Wow.
I feel like I'm getting like a really good haircut. Am I getting a good haircut?
Yeah, you are.
Right.
You were really like thin texturized.
Yeah.
Like more of a deep, chunkier.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Just because I want it to kind of sit over here and still have some body.
Sure.
If you want that.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, and then I'm tapering you down, so you've got kind of a little bit more of like an aerobie, which to me is more like punk rock. And
yeah.
I just like my mohawks kind of punk rock, but.
See, I'm a hairdresser, so I know.
Yeah.
I can feel when I'm getting a fucking good haircut. You can sense it.
It's true. I know, you're a spectacular hairstylist. When I first moved down here and I lived in your house, I went and worked at Crew at the lab in Costa Mesa. And you used to work there when ORGY was first starting, right?
Yep.
So you were like hairstylist by day and
ORGY by night.
ORGY by night.
Yeah.
I
was
it.
taking people out into the parking lot and like, check out this tape. I had a cassette tape of the first ORGY songs, and we didn't even know what they were called yet. And I put it in, and I took my clients out there and played them song like stupid.
And what year is that?
98, maybe. Like.
How many years did you do hair for?
I did hair since I was 18 to age. I did it on and off, even in between ORGY, to be honest with you, because there was a point in time where I didn't know what was happening with ORGY, and I didn't know what else to do.
Yeah.
You know, so I went and did hair and did stuff just to be a human being.
Yeah.
So I'd say I did it for probably 10 years, so 18, probably up to like 24, 25.
How did that feel the first day you like really hung your shears up and were like, nope, I'm just gonna do music?
I cried in the back room.
Here.
I cried in the back room.
Yeah, I can't even imagine it.
Because I built a career, and you know what it's like, right?
Yeah.
You know, and I'm walking away from it to do what? Go be in a rock band? The fuck am I thinking?
And people don't realize what an emotional career path hairstyling is.
Absolutely.
Because it's a networking business. So every client that sits in your chair is not only helping you pay your mortgage, but you're building a relationship with them. And when you hang your shears up and say, okay, I'm officially done doing this and I'm doing music or whatever you're doing,
it's a big deal.
It's like breaking up with a million of your favorite people.
Yeah.
And you're kind of like, okay,
and not only
on
that,
Instagram, but back then they didn't even have social media.
There's no social media, so you're fucked.
Yeah, that would have made I would have cried too.
Yeah.
I would have cried too.
Yeah, I sat in the back room and I cried, and then I fucking went on tour. It's like,
that's the way to do it.
I went and recorded an album, and I was so scared, because you're scared too, right? Because all these customers that you build up, that equals how much money a day, right?
Yeah.
And so then I go and we get a record deal, and I get like what, 10 grand or something if you split it all up, or 20 grand, and I'm like, okay, this is cool, but I made $6,000 or $7,000 a month. The fuck am I doing?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, thank God
that would be scary.
Thank God we sold a couple million records, because oh my God, I would have lost everything.
But it's kind of cool that it still exists. You're still friends with Tom, the owner.
Yeah, totally.
And you can
and everybody.
And from what I understand, you've been known to do a client or two.
Sure.
Like you'll pop in and do a friend.
Yeah, I have fucking 4 clients and they don't pay me. It's ridiculous. I have my girlfriend, I have Fu, I have Amir, my band, and occasionally I had Linda. She still tries to talk me into it.
Fam hair.
Yeah, it's like, I have 4 or 5 clients and none of them pay me. Just fucking jerks.
I get it. That's like me when I'm on vacation. I'm like, no, I'm working on vacation. No, I'm not making money. It's not a working vacation. I'm just working on vacation.
Totally.
Alrighty. Well, is there anything you'd like to share? Party?
Well, thank you.
Thank you. I'm so glad you did.
I'll hug you when I'm not all hairy. But yeah, I mean, anyone who's paying attention, and our fans, when I share this with you guys, I don't know which camera to look at. When I share this with you guys, hopefully you guys got some good info. And this summer, we're going to be doing a lot of touring. We have a new album being recorded right now called Harmonic Disruptor. We will be launching a campaign sometime in June. All of our campaigns have been #1 in the world 4 times in a row because of our fans, and we love you for it. Thank you so much.
Oh,
follow Bethanie.
Yes, for anyone that wants to see more of these candid conversation interviews, please follow me on both Instagram and on YouTube. Just my Instagram is Bethanie J or Bethanie J Hair, and you can also find me on YouTube, Bethanie J with an IE.
And I'm the real Ryan Shuck on Instagram. That is literally my name. And JULIEN-K official, I think, is our Instagram, and all things JULIEN-K is us. So.
And spell Julien, because I have a hard time finding
JULIEN.
Yes.
-K. So, or JULIENK.
I love it. Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, bye guys.